Hello, welcome back to the channel, and hand up. I was very wrong about a certain player on my Pistons. I was standing here beating the drum that Ausar Thompson was a TikTok twin and that I had major concerns with his game translating to the NBA. Now, it's the Summer League, right? We'll start it with that. A major contingency. But how could you not love what you just saw? I'm recording this Thursday night. I know it's early, but I'm going out of town this weekend, so I gotta make sure I get a video up for this weekend. And this will come out before, not involving the fourth Summer League game, but coming off of what we just saw with the Raptors game, Ausar Thompson is him. I don't want to just do it, as a joke, but I'm deadly serious that he's that guy. Tayshaun Prince is the quick comparison I could give to a lot of you guys that are older on the side here, subscribers here, but he's a hyper-athletic guy. I think he's even more athletic than Tayshaun. Not as good of a shooter as Tayshaun, but, this guy can get to the rim like nobody's business. He's got, hang time in his jumps. The best thing I've seen all day was he was face guarding Grady Dick, gets in his face, goes up to block him, gets the steal, and then a 2-on-1 fast break into a reverse alley-oop. Him and Sasser are 2 first-round picks. That's the type of stuff you want to see in Summer League where you're like, let's go. If they win their next game, I believe they'll be in the playoffs of the Summer League, which would be awesome if we see that going forward. But overall, it was just a crazy thing going on. This team was very good. We expected the Pistons to be really good. Let's be honest, right? With a lineup of Marcus Sasser, Jaden Ivey, Ausar Thompson, James Wiseman, Jalen Duren, you should be doing such a thing, right? And I really do think that, the Pistons are going to be improving now. What makes me think that is when you look at how they're performing, they're going to be a better team. Will it show up in the win-loss column? Probably not. Now, how does that make any sense? Obviously, last year we were watching a few tile basketball team that was trying to lose at times, but sometimes they weren't, and they still were losing very comfortably, right? I just think that with every team in the East pretty much getting better, and the only teams getting worse are so far above us, it's going to be tough to see, a way in which the Pistons win more than 30 games, but they're going to be a way better team. I hope that makes sense. It is 2024. 2024 is the off season, and the 2024-2025 season is the Pistons thing, right? I know that's probably going to be a deterrent to a lot of people. I'll be like, I can't wait another year. But it's going to be a much more competitive product, and the team's much better than last year. Obviously, Cade exists. Ausar Thompson is now in. Marcus Sasser, help off the bench. Monte Morris is going to be getting some minutes. Even Joe Harris might get some run, right? And I think a lot of what we saw out of this here was we wanted to see what James Wiseman could do, right? He played 26 minutes in the first game, and he played 26 minutes in the second game. So he actually didn't play as much as I thought he did, but still, right? He was plus 20, 16 points, 4 fouls, 2 blocks, 1 assist, 12 boards, and 4 of those being offensive rebounds. He was 50% from the free throw line, which we got to work on. 1 for 3 from 3. He was kind of trying that stretch big thing, which, it's interesting to see how that's all going to turn out. But yeah, he was 6 for 10 from the field. And so taking out of threes, that's 5 for 7. So that's kind of what you need. And it was really cool to see him play a twin big role with Duren. I don't know if he was kind of a decoy for Stu at times because he kept shooting threes, but I think part of it is too that they just want to see what they got out of him, right? He's an expiring contract. He's on his last year of his rookie deal, and everyone else in his class that's good is getting their massive extensions right now, in which he's clearly not going to get, right? He has not much trade value, I would imagine, so he's probably going to stay on the team. But if you turn it into a Dwight Powell type deal where it's 3 or 4 years at $3 or $4 million a year, how could you complain, right? It was a good backup big off the bench, but I would be surprised if he's starting at all because Jalen Duren was him, not to use the same thing. First game, he was 1 for 2 from 3. I don't even know why he was shooting threes, but he hit the 3 and everyone's like, wait a minute, did that just happen? 6 for 10 from free throw line. He was a 5 for 8 from the field. 8 boards, 1 assist, and 1 foul, and 17 points. He also had 6 turnovers, so getting the kinks out. As for game 2, because he didn't play game 3, he was way better, right? 10 for 14, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 10 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, 6 fouls again, but 23 points, right? So he would have fouled out in a real game, but thankfully there's no fouls in the Summer League, so it increases the action in a better play style, I guess you could say. More contested dunks, more highlights. So as for the last main piece that we're going to talk about here, it was Jaden Ivey. He had 28 minutes the first game. He had 14 points. The big issue, though, was he had 5 steals, though, which is really good, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. The big issue, though, 6 turnovers, and he was 5 for 19 from the field. He was 2 for 9 from 3. He was just chucking. And I don't know if someone told him he had to go hero ball mode, March Madness style, but that person should be executed because definitely it should not be happening. I kind of get it, though, when you're the only guy on the floor doing your thing, but then the next game, he bounced back. He was 9 for 15, 2 for 6 from 3, 10 assists, which is great, 4 turnovers, 7 steals. Again, doing a lot, but 2 steals and a block. I'm meant to say 7 fouls and 4 turnovers, but 22 points. He was really doing his thing out there, doing what he could, and settled much more back into his role. I'm so excited to see how he plays next to Cade. I know we really didn't get much of that last year, so it's going to be really cool to see. And I think it's going to be a great ability for him to really show and fit his role in this team. Is he going to be more of a ball-dominant guy? Cade's going to kind of shift off ball, or is he to shift kind of off ball? He had a bit of dribbling concerns in the first 2 games, but obviously, for your first time playing against other opponents in multiple months is going to, mean you're going to have a little bit of rust. Obviously, they're practicing and stuff, but you can't really simulate a live game experience that well. Now, as for Ausar Thompson, the whole point of this video, really, the main point, the focal piece. First game, 1 for 4, didn't really shoot, 5 for 6 from free throws. He had 9 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 3 blocks, and 7 points. And it was okay, he's really not trying out there. And you're like, what do you mean he's not trying? He was definitely almost phased out of the offense at points, but it was just what are we doing here? This is our number 5 overall pick. We need to get him involved. Let's see what he can do. And that was answered in the second game where he started shooting a lot more. 6 for 13, 0 for 2 from 3 again, so we're working on the threes. He had 8 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 12 points. He is filling up the sheet. And I think this guy this year, for those of you that do prize picks or even fantasy betting, his points, rebounds, and assists is going to be a crazy stat all year because this man loves to get rebounds, loves to pass the ball, and is a menace on the defensive end too. I'm talking he should be getting some all-defensive looks pretty quickly. I think he could be all-defensive second team, maybe even his first year. And then the biggest game we had was the game where they were away, technically. We had Ausar Thompson, 7 for 14, 1 for 4 from 3, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. So again, we got to work on that shooting there. 9 boards, 3 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. 4 fouls, 17 points, but 7 turnovers. So the turnovers I can kind of explain. I was talking about this in the space. Is he was really doing a lot. He was kind of like the Jaden Ivey of the game 1, where it's he came in and was I got to do what I'm doing here. I got to force and impose myself and show people that's what I am. Because obviously, points is all that matters to people in the summer league, right? The casuals, that is. Because it's look, you're not going to get a graphic on one of these big things if you're not getting a lot of points and stuff. Nick Smith was horrible in 2 games, had 1 game where he had 30 points, and it's whoa. As for the team, what do I expect from the Pistons this season? I'll obviously give you a more updated prediction going forward, but right now, this is kind of what we're doing. I think that Ausar is going to be an instant impact guy on this team. Now, that might be what do you mean by that, blah, 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 blah. His defense translates, right? His effort translates. He's a perfect glue guy. We have no defender. He's going to be our number 1 defender. He'll probably defend anyone he needs. I think that he might start, but I'm trying to think because I think it's going to be Jaden Ivey, obviously, Duren, obviously, and then you got the 3-man rotation of Stu, Bojan, and Ausar. I think Ausar could be a power forward or a small forward if needed. It's going to be very interesting to see how it fits. I think maybe you go Ausar and Stu probably shouldn't be on the floor together unless we actually believe in Stu shooting that well. I would like it to the point where maybe we can even do a small ball rotation when Duren's out, where we got Stu at the 5, he can shoot a bit. Bojan obviously can shoot, and then Ausar can be on there. So you have at least one guy on the floor that can't really shoot as much. Because if you have 2 non-shooters in today's NBA, that's hell for a guy like Cade that's already double-teamed all the time. And obviously, Ivey's not the best shooter either, and we have seen Cade work on his 3-ball. Hopefully it gets better too. But overall, shooting's kind of an issue, right? That's kind of why you brought in a guy like Joe Harris and even a guy like Monty Morris, right? But I do think that Ausar is going to do a lot this year. He's definitely going to help this team instantly. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, it's not going to look better from the record. If you just, zoom forward a year and you look at the Pistons year by year, it's be like, okay, they took a little step forward this year. But it's not going to be like that. It's going to say 30 wins. It's going to say 35 wins, right? Max. And it's like, okay, out of 80 games, you should be winning 40 if you want to be competitive in the playoffs. And I agree, right? There's a reason why the win total is 27.5 and it's the lowest in the East. Every team in the East got better, okay? And the ones that didn't get better are still going to be way better than us, right? They got marginally worse. Maybe the Bulls are going to fall off a cliff. Who knows? Pacers got better. Hornets got a little bit better. Wizards kind of got better with Bradley Beal gone because Jordan Poole's like there, right? So there's definitely teams they could beat. Would I be surprised if they were a 10 seed in the play-in? Not entirely. It would be awesome, but think about it, right? You got the Hornets. You've got the Magic, maybe, right? They're probably going to take a step forward. They got a lot of dudes. Then you've got the Wizards, right? That's 3 teams right there. And then obviously there'll be a surprise team that's bad. Maybe the Raptors trade Siakam and go full rebuild. Probably not, but who knows? Maybe the Bulls, go crazy and they lose out there. That's 5 teams below you. You're now the 9 seed or the 10 seed. Boom, you're in the playoffs, right? Crazier things have happened. Pacers, I think, are going to be really good. So I didn't even institute them in there. But maybe Tyrese gets hurt again. God forbid. One of these guys gets hurt. Who knows? But I overall think the Pistons, again, 2024 is the year. We have tons of expiring deals, tons of cap space. I think upwards of like $60 million in cap or something crazy if you waive everything correctly. I think it's obviously that number's changed because of Stu. But, hey, there's a lot of things happening, a lot of guys that are on expiring deals. What are you going to do with Killian? What are you going to do with Wiseman? These are questions we're going to have to figure out going forward. But I'm overall looking excited for the Pistons, man. I think it'll be a fun season. Again, it'll be much more competitive than the last few years. And can't wait till it happens. Basketball's only a few months away. And hopefully the Pistons get it done. And I have like another review where we won the championship of the Summer League. Who knows? But hand up, I was wrong. I'm sorry, Ausar, and all the Ausar Army on Twitter. Shout out Gary and Giovanni. You guys are always big Pistons fans of mine. Are really close to me, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.